Three generations of the Trump family have made a fortune. Grandpa owns a restaurant brothel. Father is a real estate tycoon. The son became the president of the United States. It took less than 100 years. How did the Trump family rise to power? By what dark means? Accumulated tremendous wealth. Trump's ancestor. Generations have lived in the Principality of Bavaria, a small town called Karstadt. Previous generations didn't have any big names, growing grapes all the time. Until his grandfather Frederick's generation. The fate of the family has changed. In 1869, Frederick was born. He was 8 years old. Father died of lung gas, leaving behind a wife and 6 children to support each other. Before Dad died, healing costs a lot of money, leave the family in huge debt. Frederick was frail since childhood. Can't do heavy work, 5 minutes off the ground all year round, stand by for 2 hours. At the age of 14, Mother sent him to a barber shop in town as an apprentice. 1885, 2.5 years of Frederick finally ended his apprenticeship. I went back to my hometown and opened a barber shop by myself, but there are only a few dozen people in the town. Business is deserted and dismal. The Kingdom of Bavaria at that time had a rule. Men must serve in the military at the age of 16. But Frederick, considering that your body is not as good as a grasshopper, arrived at the front line and became cannon fodder. So Frederick decided to go to New York. Defected a few years earlier, sister and brother-in-law who immigrated to the United States. October 1885, 16-year-old Frederick arrives in New York. Only a few hours after disembarking, I met a boss who hired a fish barber. In this barber shop, Frederick worked as a barber for 6 years. In 1891, he finally had enough of dealing with hair. There was a Western gold rush going on in the United States. Frederick was carrying a few $100s in savings, all the way west. Went to Washington State. But he soon realized, to a little guy like him with no background and no force, even if you find gold, it is also highly likely to work for others. So Frederick went another way. He bought a store, renovated it into a bakery. But selling bread is just a front. He wrote on the slogan, "The restaurant also offers a ladies' room." This ladies' room is literally, it's actually a brothel. Pretty soon, Frederick is going big and strong in Seattle. Several branches were opened in a row. Of course, it's not all brothels. There are also normal restaurants, as its biographer says. He satisfies customers with food, alcohol, and women's needs. In 1901, Frederick got wind of it. Said that the local government is ready to launch an anti-pornography operation. He immediately packed his bags and ran away. Returned to Germany with a large sum of money. After returning home, Frederick took Elizabeth, who was 12 years younger than him. He wanted to settle in Germany, but the Bavarian authorities told him, "You could escape military service." Not only did he revoke his nationality, they were deported. June 1905, Friedrich, who has obtained U.S. citizenship, Grams come to New York. Just a few months, his wife gave birth to Fred, also known as Trump's dad, and they had a second son, John. In 1918, at the age of 49, Frederick died of Spanish flu. After he passed away, a house was left behind, 5 plots of land, for $1,000 in cash, 3,600 shares and several mortgage notes. Elizabeth continued her husband's career. Build a house on the land. For sale. At the same time, take good care of your children. The eldest son, Fred, is deeply affected by his father's injury to his daughter. Self-taught civil engineering. He graduated from high school. He started a real estate company with his mother. This is now the predecessor of the Trump Organization. Since then, Mother Elizabeth River Company has been in business. Leave it all to him. I hope he can carry forward the family business. But Fred went astray for a while. In 1927, Fred was arrested for his involvement in the Ku Klux Klan. Although there is no evidence that he supports the Ku Klux Klan, but he does have racist tendencies. After the police arrested him, I just took a statement and let him go. This brief imprisonment caused Fred to lose his heart. Start fully managing the family business. He sold 78 houses in 3 weeks. Average price $3,990. This later led him to pursue apartment development projects, laid the foundation. In the 1930s, the Great Depression broke out in the United States. He opened one of New York's first modern supermarkets. You can eat with advertising slogans. Choose your own popularity. As soon as the valuation goes up, sell it immediately and realize it. And then Fred bought it. A bankrupt mortgage company. The Great Depression left many people behind. He got a lot of zombies. Property with redemption rights. By buying low and selling high, Frege is become a big name in New York real estate. During World War II, Fred again for Virginia and Pennsylvania. Workers at the Pennsylvania shipyard and the Navy. Dormitories were built. This has made him one of the most important figures in American politics. One of the most popular real estate business people. At this moment, he joined an exclusive club on the South Shore of Long Island and North Hills Country Club. These two places later became his hosts. Bribed Democrats and the secret base of New York politicians. In 1947, Fred won. Building complex projects in the Banson area. This got him from the FHA grant. Direct cash out $9 million United States dollars. And he did exactly the same thing. Took down another beach project on Kim Island. Earned nearly $16 million from FHA grants. In the 1950s and 1960s, he was one of the billionaires with fuselage. 5 years after the end of World War II, Fred's real estate company. A total of 2,700 apartments were built. Most of them are solved. The housing problem for veterans. Get a loan from the FHA to build. Fred himself. Almost no capital cost was paid. In early 1954, President Eisenhower. Start liquidating real estate profiteers. Fred has been investigated by Congress and then by the state of New York. But Fred had already made political connections. The investigation didn't hurt him in the slightest. Fred is best known for being stingy. His daughter Mary. In the book, he describes the father. He squeezed his front hand bigger than a duck's ass. Although the Trump company generates annual revenue, all in the millions of dollars. But Fred often couldn't resist going for a walk on the construction site. See the discarded nails. Just grab it and stuff it in your pocket. 1993. Fred has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Although the speech is not very neat, but he still has a strong tax avoidance instinct. According to media reports, Fred left more than $1.60 billion property in various ways, avoiding a gift tax of at least $500 million. Of Friedge's 5 children, 2 outstanding people emerged. The eldest daughter, Mariana, became a federal superior judge. The second son, Donald, inherited the family business. He eventually became the 45th and 47th President of the United States. In 1946, Donald was born into a wealthy family. Lively and active since childhood, full of experience to help him find his way in life. His father was 13 years old. He was sent to the New York Military Academy for boarding, and the rigorous training worked. Except for his competitive personality, achievements have improved significantly. After high school, Donald, now 2 years at Fordham University in New York, then transferred to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. After obtaining a degree in economics and finance in 1968, joined my father's company. During this time, he for times, after obtaining student military service deferral eligibility, permanent immunity due to being diagnosed with bone spurs. Although the media questioned his use to evade service. But in powerful families, this is not uncommon. In 1971, Donald took charge of the family business, proposed the concept of targeting the high-end market, led the company into Manhattan, invest in the Comfort Hotel and Trump Tower, gradually build your business reputation. Decades after that, he expanded the company to cover real estate, hotel casino, large groups in various fields such as resorts. We also dabbled in food, publishing, education, tourism, and other industries, a huge commercial version. Donald has a deep understanding of the value of fame. By publishing best-selling books, guest appearance in film and television programs, etc., continuously expand your personal brand. Projects named after Trump. It is deeply rooted in the hearts of the people with such a brand effect. He has been in the business world for many years. It was also for his later rise in politics and paved the way